So here's the next problem. I guess just another reading in variables. So here they show you the scanf, which is what I told you about in the last video. Now it's kind of interesting they even note here. One of the reasons why scanf and printf are better is just because they're quicker. And so here the problem is basically they want us to read in an int, a long, a character, a float, and a double, and then output it this way. So the way we're going to do this is we need to declare all the variables. So we'll just say int a, we'll say, and then so the next interesting thing, how do you know the difference between an int and a long? So the thing is, if it's greater than what is it, 2 to the 33 minus 1, then you need a long. And you can see here this number is greater than that, and where that comes from is it's 2 to the power of 33 minus 1, because that's all ones, because so like 2 to the 32 would be like 1 and then 31 zeros. So it's like, this is like basically, you see what I mean. You can look it up if that's confusing to you. But yeah, so we'll say long B, and then we'll say character C, so we're just declaring all these, float D, and then double. So a double is, I think it says it here, so the double is also a floating point, but instead of 32 bits, it's 64 bits. Actually, it should be E, A, B, C, D, E. Cool, so there's all of our variables. So then we're going to do scanf, and we can just, so let's see, %I, so because it's an integer, and then, so we can read all these in on one line, even though it is a little bit ugly. You get I, and then for long you need LD, so that tells us this right here, or you can go back to the reference. So we need, the next thing is a character, so it's just %C. We need a float, which is %F, and then a double, which is %LF. And then again, we're just going to pass, and you got to remember that these are memory addresses. D, E. Cool, so it's going to read all of them in, and then we're just going to print them out. So we'll say printf, and then so the first one is, was that, an integer, so %I. Then we need a new line, and so long is then %LD, new line, percent character, new line, percent float, new line, percent double. So let's see if this works. Something is wrong. Oh. A, B, C, D, E. You can see that works. So I was looking through the leaderboards, and there's some other solutions. I think they're really stupid, and I'm just going to explain why. So one of the other ones I saw was like this, where they said string x, and then while cin x, and then cout x. And so like this technically works, as you can see. So what it's doing is it's saying wow. So like if there isn't anything in cin, this is going to evaluate as false, and it's going to break out. Whereas if it's true, it's going to update the cin, and then you're going to output it here. And I think this is, I mean, this works, but I think it's really stupid, just because it defeats the purpose of this exercise, which is to read in the variables. And then also one other thing is like just having this here, like updating your variables in the while is like, it technically works, but it's just like so confusing to read. So like I'd hate if I was reading someone else's code and they did this. Like again, it works and you feel high tech coding it, but then it's like maintainability decreases. And then another thing I saw people doing is just string X, and they do a for loop. I don't know if I need to actually show you this. So C in X, and then you just add the new line, and then C out X. So again, this is the same thing as the last one, where it's like it technically works, but it defeats the purpose of the exercise.